Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so yesterday I posted up on Twitter, I did have a couple of units that I've gotten to Link level 10 who aren't like the current Dokkan Fest. Obviously I try and get those out as quickly as possible, but I've got a bunch of them that I really wanted to do videos on because they're good units or useful for other teams, or they're going to be good in the future, like this man right here. So I put up a poll asking you guys which one you wanted to see first out of the three that I've got planned to drop over the next couple of days, and as you can see, STR Rose won by an overwhelming margin. So you can see him here in all his glory with his sticker effect. Not the best in the game, but like, you know, looks pretty cool. It'd be cool if the scythe had like a really cool effect, but I still think it looks pretty decent. So I think one of the reasons people are excited about this guy is because he is going to get an EZA at some point. Now, we thought we'd have to wait until after all the 120 leads were done before they'd start moving on to other units, but they've started to do some of the category leaders now. So really, we have no idea. Like, any new celebration that comes out that's themed around maybe the Goku Black himself or the future Trunks arc or anything like that, they could just drop the EZA for this guy. So obviously nowadays his leader skill kind of outdated, 120 for extreme types and 3 key, but you have to have a unit of every colour on the team. Now I feel like if they EZA him, they could keep that restriction, even though it is a little bit annoying, but then that would allow them the leeway to give him a much higher leader skill. Because we have categories now that are all like 150, 170, and you can run some of the most powerful units in the game. So if they're going to restrict you to having to have a unit of every typing, I think they could quite easily put this guy's leader skill up to 150% and 3 key. And then you could make some interesting teams using him as the leader. But his super attack currently is immense damage to the enemy, and then extreme class allies attack plus 30% for 1 turn. So he is one of those units that buffs everybody else by attacking in the first slot. And then his passive is attack 120%, extreme class allies 3 key and 50% defense, and then super class enemies attack and defense minus 20%. And then he does have pretty decent links. As you can see, I didn't give him any skill orbs yet because I've had this unit rainbowed for a long time. Once he does finally get an EZA, then depending what his kit looks like, I guess I will base what skill orbs I give him around that. Because this Goku Black, he was, for a long time when he first came out, I argued that he was one of the best TURs in the game, just because of the amount of stuff that he does. Because back then we weren't fully in the defense is the most important thing meta, because obviously he doesn't get a huge amount of defense. Let's have a look here. So he's got 94k defense. Not great when you consider that we have Topo on the rotation. So Topo is providing 40% extra defense, and we don't even have 100k. So we'll see how much damage he's going to take in slot 1 here. This is going to be a good turn for him. He's got every link except Super Saiyan active. So obviously we're still early on in the event. You can see at the bottom it is turn 3 because of course for a showcase the STR Rose had to be in slot 7 at the start. And I could only find one AGL Zamasu friend, so I didn't want to back out and start again. But we saw just under a 3 million attack stat there. That's pretty good. And then, of course, he buffs everybody else's attack. So now the LR, Zamasu, and Goku Black easily able to finish off TN. So, obviously, we can only really speculate because EZAs lately, some of them have been crazy, some of them have been not so insane. But they could do anything with this guy. Like, the fact that he provides 3 key and a little bit of defense to everybody is really good. He debuffs the enemy as long as they're super types, and then he gets a fairly sizable attack boost. So really, to make him like really good, all they really need to do is throw defense into his passive. Obviously he's going to have EZA stats, so all of his stats are going to be higher anyway. Wow, we can't super attack with Supremo Pie, that's disappointing. So he's going to have really high stats anyway, and obviously be super attack 15. So in terms of like hitting hard, I don't think that's going to be a problem for him at all. So they need to give him some more defense, and then I guess it depends from there what they want to do, because they can boost all of the things that he does. Like he could give more of an attack buff on super, he could give more defense to allies, which would be pretty busted. His nerfing of the enemy could be increased. Like his passive could end up being so long, like so much text, because if they add any other abilities in, like if he gets some sort of like chance to dodge or crit, Actually, what would be cool is if they added that into his support thing, right? So the extreme allies 3 key defense, and then maybe give them like 7 or 10. I don't know what they would consider to be appropriate, like % chance to crit as well, or something like that. That would be really good, because I really do feel like just with the EZA stats and being like super attack 15, this guy would be absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to keep this in Goku Black here. Once he transforms, he is of course the best link partner for STR Rose. Shocker, considering once he transforms, he is also a Rose Goku Black. So then we'll actually be able to get all of the STR Rose's links active. So this turn we don't have a support unit. We have all of our links active except for Super Saiyan again. So let's see what sort of attack stat we're putting out here. Still just under 2.5, which to be fair is not bad. Obviously nowadays we're at that point where like brand new Dokkan Fests are hitting higher than that on turn 1 with a bunch of other crazy stuff built in as well. But that ties back to the reason why I've always thought that the Rose was so good, because he just does so many things. He doesn't necessarily need to be the hardest single attack stat hitter on your team if he's also providing key and defense to the rest of the rotation. He's lowering the enemy's attack and defense. If you super attack with him in slot 1, he's buffing everybody's attack. I mean, even if, like in that turn, even with him in slot 2, he was buffing the attack of the LR in slot 3 anyway. So he just does so many things. And when he gets an EZA, like if they make him even more of a solid unit just on his own, regardless of all the support that he's providing to everybody else, I feel like he could then very easily be up in the top tier of EZAs. Just because, like I say, not just what he does by himself, but all of the support he gives. Because physical Vegito Blue, probably still kind of hard to argue that he's not the best EZA TUR in the game. But he doesn't provide any support to the rest of the rotation. He is an insane unit by himself, but he just does everything by himself. I mean, I guess the one thing you could say for helping out the rest of the team is that he does have a very, very good link set. And then obviously when you're building a team like this, where we're running the full Extreme Realm of Gods team, Goku Black has a ridiculously good link set. But with links like Prepared for Battle and Super Saiyan, you can fit him into teams like with the Future and Time Travelers and stuff like that, alongside super type units who are Saiyans. And whilst he's not going to be as effective, because some of his support passive and stuff won't be effective in that situation, he's still going to be decent by himself. So, as I say, I'm like super excited for him to actually get an EZA. But who knows when that will be. But he is a solid unit. I don't know if are we actually going to see the Goku Black transform. We probably have to lose some more health. I think we might have to start putting some type disadvantage. I guess technically, yeah, before the LR super attacks, they probably have the least defense here. So we're going to purposely not super attack with these guys this turn. Hopefully we can get a super in slot 1 here. Here we go. So now we start to take a little bit of damage, because the LR, they really need to super attack first. And, you know, they're another unit that at some point potentially we could see them getting an EZA, because Broly got one. So we've officially started the OG 5 mono LR like EZA era. So if these guys got one, that would be great, because they are still fairly good, but they are a little bit outdated now at this point. Like defensively, whilst they can build up, they need a lot more. And I'm very excited to see that. I mean, imagine when they're both EZA'd, like, and we're running them together. So we do still need another Goku Black unit, because unfortunately the Int one drops Fear and Faith to get Super Saiyan. So the best rotation for this guy is actually going to be once we get the other, either Zamasu or the LR in slot 3. But this gives us the ability to put you in slot 1, get that buff for the allies, and then oh, and we're getting the Dokkan attack as well. Okay, well, we got the support from Supreme Kai of Time here, so double digits, not surprising I guess, considering we got type advantage. But let's go ahead and get all of these. And what is our attack stat? 3.2. That's pretty good, because obviously Super Saiyan is another attack link that is now active, whereas Fear and Faith at level 10, I believe it's a key link. But at level 10, it does give a little bit of extra attack, but not as much as Super Saiyan. So I think this is the highest attack stat that we see. Well, okay. Oh yeah, of course, it's the Dokkan attack. I was going to say 5.5 million damage. Jeez, chill. But yeah, that was the Dokkan attack, so I guess that makes sense. But Zamasu, you have Fear and Faith, right? Yes, okay, it doesn't matter who we float off then, so we'll float off one of the Zamasus. Obviously getting the LR there to link up with him is good. The LR, because they need to build up and they're not the best defensively, but they do raise defense on super attack, on this Extreme Realm of Gods build, having the LR as an off-rotation floating unit does actually work quite well. But Goku, of course, having type disadvantage here to Zamasu, so he's just going to get absolutely dominated here in slot 1 and 3, where all the attacks are, so that works out quite nicely. He dodges our first super attack, though, but we try again, and we connect. Let's go. But as you can see, not a lot of damage, so I'm definitely looking forward to them getting an EZA, because the LR Black and Zamasu, I only recently rainbowed them. I think it might have been from the Jiren banner. It wasn't too long ago. And it's just one of those things, these older LRs, now they really do need an EZA to compete. Like, I wasn't particularly excited that I pulled them. Like, you know, it was the final copy to rainbow them, and when they first came out, they were one of my favourite, like, LRs. But, yeah, they need to be... This is why some of these older units need these, like, EZAs now, because you don't want to pull an LR on a banner, especially it being like the final copy that you need to rainbow it, and then it's just, you still think it's like a disappointing pull, because even though you've now rainbowed that unit, you just never used them anymore. So Goku Black's lack of defense starting to show here, with the taking some pretty reasonable damage. We're obviously under 100k defense. He doesn't raise his defense or anything on super attack. That's something that would be interesting for them to add for his EZA as well. But yeah, I mean, he's hitting some pretty reasonable numbers. We don't need to go all the way to the end of the event here. We'll see, I think, one more turn of him, so we actually have all of his links active. Because then, although, I mean, to be fair, having Fear and Faith active isn't going to make up the same sort of numbers as having the support from Topo in the final slot. But I still want to see that turn anyway. So, yeah, we'll just do this. Of course, Zamasu heals at the start of the turn, I believe. Actually, do the LR heal at the start of the turn as well? I think they do. So we got... This team does have a lot of free built-in healing. Like, this Extreme Realm of Gods build that is basically like the full Goku Black team. I just threw in Topo and Supreme Kai for some support, so we could see some nice numbers out of the Rose. But this team, like, if you think when that STR Rose and the LR both get EZAs, this team's going to be ridiculous. Because he's underrated. I guess he has aged not the best, but like AGL Zamasu, I have him at level 10 links, and he is pretty good. So... But here we go. So now if we put you in the middle, now we have our full link set active for STR Rose. So we're going to go ahead and do this. You don't do anything for allies on super, do you? He just stacks defense. Yeah. It's a shame. Because I guess technically, without the link, I guess Fear and Faith not being the most important link, the best rotation we could actually get for Rose would be to have Topo super attack in slot 1, and then have Rose in slot 2, and then the Ink Goku Black in slot 3. But obviously that breaks up your rotations, which is not the kind of thing I wanted to do earlier on in the event. So let's see, what is this attack stat going to be? All links activated. We're going to get super attacked by Gohan. 128k. Alright, what you got for me, Rose? 2.7. So 2.7 million attack stat, all links active with no support on the rotation. I would say that is still pretty good considering how old he is. And then, yeah, we get a little bit of an extra boost because obviously when he supers, he raises allies' attack. So he obviously gets that buff as well. But now that's where you can see the... that's where he's kind of slipping a little bit now and needs that EZA. Is taking 50k damage from those normal attacks from Gohan is not ideal. But there you go. So that is the STR Rose full level 10 links. I still think he's cool. He's, like I said, he was one of my favourite TURs when he first came out. So I'm really looking forward to the idea of him getting an EZA and then becoming a dominant unit again. And I really think, like I said, if they make his leader skill 150 and 3 key, or even 160 and 3 key, I don't think that's too much if they keep the restriction of you have to have a unit of every type, because you'll still be able to make some really fun team builds out of that. So let me know what you guys think his EZA could potentially be, and what you think of this unit overall. That was a very high attack stat from them. This is a good turn for them. But there you go. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.